Hello everybody, welcome back to another Cryptic Crossword video. It is Sunday, it's a lazy Sunday afternoon, so why not spend just over an hour trying to crack a cryptic crossword together. I say together, I'm doing it on my own, but maybe you can try and do some whilst watching. Anyway, at the moment I've been doing these weekly because I've been really enjoying them. I've actually been doing a lot more of these throughout the week as well to try and practice. I don't know how long I'll keep doing them for like a weekly thing, but for now, I'm loving it. So let's get on with today's one. I'm going to go all the way back to the previous Monday. I don't know if times follow the convention of getting more difficult as the week progresses. But, you know, just in case they do, I want to go for the Monday ones on video because then I look smart. Might not be the case, but anyway, we've got our Chambers crossword dictionary stuff going on in the background as well, so we can look up some stuff. You know the drill by now. Let's get into it, shall we? Times, do I usually do quick cryptic? Yeah. Is it the quick one I usually do? Yes. Okay, good, right. I've already forgot. All right. So yeah, I'm going to give myself 1 hour, as usual. There's the timer. We're already losing time. And then I'm just going to give up and look at the answers and see how we did. This one was by Pipsqueak. Ah, Pipsqueak. Okay. I've got my cup of tea as well. I need, you know, have a little sip on my tea to think every now and then, including right now. Okay. 7 across we're starting with. Is monkey allowed to eat this? I mean, banana is the first choice for that, right? But that seems a little bit too obvious. Is monkey allowed to eat this? Banana. Why would it be banana? I don't think it is banana. No, okay. My strategy is, if I don't get it very quickly, or at least have an idea of what it might be, move on, come back to it later. So we're going to move on. 8 across. A vote initially on name for space program. All right, so space program, immediately I'm thinking NASA. Initially on name for space program. Oh yeah, or maybe it's program is the definition at the end there. Can you see my cursor? Yes, you can. And it's a vote initially. So initially we're thinking, I don't know, first letter of something. Maybe it's A, and then vote initially, V, on name for space. What's a name for space? And it means program. Like a program of events. I don't hate that idea. A name for space. Blank. Empty. Void. Area. Avaria. Okay, right. I'll come back to that. There's some ideas there, but I'm not sure. 9 across. Confirm live data needs correcting. So we've got 8 letters here, so I'm always trying to see what combination of words in the clue equals that amount of letters. Because needs correcting makes me think of an anagram. You need to correct them. You need to shuffle them around and put them in the right order. So live data would fit to 8 letters. So maybe we're thinking of an anagram of live data that means to confirm. Confirm. Live data. This is always my downfall. I guess you just get good at anagrams by doing them more and more. But I really don't have the capacity. I need to, usually what I do if I'm just doing this on my own, is I'd have some sort of thing that could like help me put the letters in a circle and then visualize it that way. So I did find a website that does that, so I might load that up in a minute. But let's just see if I can get it without needing that. So confirm, validate, I'm immediately seeing actually, which I think is going to be right. Validate. It was almost there in the right order. Maybe that's why I got it, because it was quite an easy anagram. Okay, great. We've got one. 10 across. Support nobleman when caught. Could be support. It's quite a short clue. Nobleman. What's another word for a nobleman? A lord? A duke? But what does the when caught mean? Not sure. Not sure. Move on. 11 across. Abandon the Sahara. Question mark. Okay, question mark ones always give me the heebie-jeebies because there's always an element of you might not necessarily... It's a bit stretchy. It's stretchy. Abandon the Sahara. So you desert. If you all right, I think that's it. I think that's it, actually. That one was actually quite a simple one on the face of it. If you desert somewhere, you abandon it, and then you've got the Sahara Desert. So, okay. Great. That, I mean, I'm looking at the letters we get. That one's going to start with E, 12 down. That's not bad. Usually E as a checking letter is not great if it's in the middle of a word, but at the beginning of a word, I think it's actually quite useful. Okay. 13 across. Quietly recommend expulsion. Quietly. Oh, is this going to go back to that? Is that going to go back to this musical notation thing for quiet? Which was that P in musical notation means to play it quietly, or was it F? Oh, damn it, I can't remember now. If that was the case, let's just say it was P, right? Let's just say P for quiet. Let's say it was P for quietly. Recommend. If you recommend something, and it's going to mean expulsion. Expulsion could be, yeah, like you propel, or I was going to say secrete. That's definitely not. That's not the right word. No, okay. Come back to that. 14 across. This is a short one. Aussie native runs round and around. Aussie native. I'm thinking the answer might be a roo, like a kangaroo. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because of the round and round is like a double O. And then what else could it really be at that point? Is it really saying that R can mean runs? Runs round and round. I don't know. Like, let's get back to Chambers. I just want to search R. But I know, I mean, I've said in previous episodes of this that this doesn't show everything. I know for a fact. In Simon's Cracking the Cryptic videos, his version of Chambers has like a million different things come up. Although I am on a dictionary mode, so maybe I should try thesaurus mode. Okay. No exact matches for R. What about run? Does it say if it could be abbreviated? Oh my god, there's so many. Okay, no. Well, runs round and round. Maybe I'm just misreading the clue, and actually it still does mean roo, but it's just... So maybe this round is the second O, but R-O means something. Let's just check this. I know I'm wasting time here, but I just want to... No, let's go back to the dictionary. Joe, what? In the back of my head, I was thinking it could be something sporty, in particular crickety. The Times love cricket. Usually if it's any sport, it's going to be cricket or rugby for some reason. I guess because they're both very British. But anyway, as a non-sporty person, I'm screwed by this. But does it mean that if you run out, is that runs around? R-O, and then, I don't know. I'm going to put it in though, because I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, we're doing all right actually, 7 minutes in. Almost losing head at dawn. Almost losing head at dawn. So if you lose the head, you're going to take off the first letter. But what are you taking the first letter off of? Almost? Then you'd get almost. At dawn? What do I think the definition is? Do I think it's almost or dawn? I mean, almost could be nearly. Dawn could be sunrise, morning. They're all too long. Birth. The dawn of time. Okay, let's come back to that. 17 across. Careless about failure. Careless. So if something's about, usually that's sort of a positioning indicator. You put it around the outsides of another thing. But then if we did that, if we put careless, another word meaning careless, about another word meaning failure, there's nothing left to be the definition. That's the whole clue. So failure can often just be F though, like a fail at an exam. So what would that leave? About? In the back of my head, I'm thinking you could also read about as in circa. If you were to say something is circa 16th century, you'd be like, it's about from the 16th century. Does adding an F into that make it careless? Careless is another thing as well about, oh, careless could be an anagram indicator. This is a very complicated one. It's very short, but there's a lot of things in there. I don't know. I don't know about that one yet. Damn it. I thought we were doing okay there. 19 across. Couple I encountered on way back. So on way back is sort of reversal. If you encountered, you met. What would met be backwards? Item. Yes, it's item. Okay. That was quite simple. As soon as I put met in backwards. So if you're a couple, you're an item, you might say. That's just literally the I goes in there and then met on its way back, returned. All right, great. 20 across. Tory I rip off is most pressing concern. To me, that almost reads like an anagram. Tory I rip. Does that fit 8 letters? It does. And maybe if something is off, that's, to me, that's, if that's true, and that's a way of saying an anagram, that's like so layered. Well, not layered, but just like off could be anything. But I guess if something's gone off, it's gone wrong. So you need to anagram it. So what would that be? Let's have a look. Tory. And it's only because of that sequence of letters. Oops. Tory I rip. That's a strange sequence of letters, and that kind of stands out to me as being anagram fodder. So if something is the most pressing concern, I'm immediately seeing priority, and I think that's going to be it. Maybe I'm not as bad at anagrams as I thought I was. Priority. There we go. Great. Great. Sip of tea time for 22 across. That is going cold so quickly. Resident gullible about start of trouble. Gullible could be maybe naive, native. It's got a lot of similar letters. Start of trouble is a T. Okay. Oops. So yeah, that would be naive. And it's about, like I was saying earlier, you put it about another thing. We put it about the start of trouble, which is a T. and we get native, which is a resident. Oh, I tell you what, my practice, it's been working. It's been working. What a saddo I am. What a complete saddo. I better be recording this. I am. Right, good. Shopkeeper. Selling food is increasingly vulgar, I hear. Right. I hear. I've definitely mentioned this. I'm going to be repeating myself a lot. I can see why Simon repeats himself quite a lot in these videos. Because it just makes sense to say things out loud. I guess it's kind of like rubber ducking, if anyone knows what that is. It's like a thing from developers, like coding developers. Though I guess it can stretch to anything now. But have I spoke about this before as well? But like saying things out loud helps you to digest it and figure it out. So this is going to be a homophone indicator because you hear it. So it's going to sound like something else when you say it. So maybe if that's on that side of the clue, I think the definition is going to be on this side of the clue, which is maybe going to be either shopkeeper or shopkeeper selling food, maybe. So if something is increasingly vulgar, it would be something like ruder. It would be an wouldn't it? So it would be maybe cruder. Like it's gonna, the word that we're thinking of is going to end in er, but it might not necessarily be this word because it's going to be a homophone of it. Shopkeeper selling food. And do you know what? There might even be like a weird old term for a butcher or something. There's a really loud bird tweeting outside. Can you hear that? Probably not. All right. So shopkeeper, increasingly vulgar. What's another word for vulgar? I can only think. Why my brain has just gone blank. Ruder, cruder. I don't know. But maybe once we get some down letters, we'll make that one a bit easier to do. Because actually, looking at it, we've got quite a few downs with letters in, which is good. So let's go down to 12 down. No, not 12 down. 1 down. Why did it go down to there? Right, 1 down. 2 personal assistants for old man. That's a... So personal assistants, I think, can be PAs. Papa. I think it is literally that. It's personal assistants. You'd have your PA and you do 2 of them. So you do PA, and you might say your dad is your old man. So Papa. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like these ones because I'm immediately reading US state, and then I'm like, well, okay, it's probably going to be a US state. And there aren't that many of them. So, I mean, there's a lot, and I'm not going to remember all of them, but at least it gives me a good head start. US state harboring. Oh, hang on, no, it might not be. It might be resistance fighter. US state harboring resistance fighter. Okay. I actually think I was wrong with this. I don't think it is a US state. I think it's going, or it is, but that's not going to be the whole clue. Harboring, I think is going to work similarly to about, so it's keeping in the middle of it. And then resistance, I think that's going to be sort of a physics-based thing, an equation. Is it R? Is R the letter for resistance? Or I feel like it's another letter when it comes to that. Oh God, I'm trying to think of my GCSE physics. It's going to be something stupid like K, or I don't know. And it's going to mean fighter. Right. First things first. Let's think of short US states that end in E. And then that might help. Because that's going to have to go around the outside. And I mean, probably it's I something E. Main? Marine. That's it. Yeah, so it's main. And then I guess it is R for resistance. Thank God it's simple. Thank God. Science hasn't angered me. So yeah, R for resistance, marine is a fighter. There we go. 3 down. Depart NY. I'm not going to say New York because they might want you to think it's New York, but they're tricking you. Depart NY in turmoil, splitting hairs. So this, immediately I'm thinking anagram. If something's in turmoil, it's in disarray, it's all jumbled up. So we probably need these letters here. And I'm already seeing pedantry if you are splitting hairs, especially because the TR at the end here is helping a lot. So I actually used this word the other day thinking about it. Maybe that's why it's fresh in my head as well, because I was being very pedantic. So pedantry, splitting hairs. Yeah, quite a simple one, actually. 4 down. Contact attendant at court. Contact. Oh, is the definition going to be contact? Or is it going to be court? And I'm when it comes to court, I'm thinking of courtship. If you were to court someone, because for some reason my mind went straight to date. If you were to date someone, you'd be courting them. But is that right? I don't think that is right. Unless it's a hidden. We haven't had a hidden yet, have we? Is there date in there? I mean, there's a lot of D's and A's and T's and E's. But no, there's no word that would indicate that it's something inside it. So no, I don't think it is that. And it could easily just as be contact. Like there's short words for contact. Can't think of any right now, of course, but there are. Yeah, I'm not sure. Right, 5 down. Policeman, one managing to acquire power. Policeman. Power, P for power, kind of like the R for resistance, possibly. So P could go in the middle somewhere. One managing to acquire. So a word for one. And it would need to be quite a long word. Unless... No, sorry. Ignore me. Another word for one. Usually it's something like me or I. But obviously that's not enough letters. So am I thinking this means policeman? What's another word for policeman? Bobby? Cop? Maybe, oh, hang on, cop. And then another P? For the power? Oh, no, or maybe it means power. No, I don't think that's right. What other words? Go back to other words for policeman. Pig. Constable. I think there's loads of acronyms you can have for policemen as well. Like the different ranks of policemen. Intendant, superintendent, detective, inspector, DI. Like there's tons of stuff. I don't know if that would still count as policeman, but that opens up a big can of worms for what that could possibly be. So I'm going to move on. 2, 6 down. No crossword setter could be so ignorant. Oh. No crossword setter could be so ignorant. It's striking me that ignorant is probably the definition, because I don't think it's going to be no crossword or no crossword setter as a definition. So if that is the case, what's the recipe here? What are we being asked to do? Is there anything that adds, is there any sort of anagram indicator there? No, can't see any. There's not even a question mark. This seems like the sort of clue that would have a question mark, just the way it's worded to me. Alas, we're going to move on. to 12 down. Okay, this is the one that starts with E. Ultimate net value to be adjusted. So there is a lot of anagram ones, aren't there? Because this seems like an anagram one again. Net value is 8 letters. You've got to adjust them. I'm already seeing the E, T, and A in the clue. So it means ultimate. We should be able to do this. I need to have more tea, though. Have a look. Can you work out this anagram whilst I have a couple sips of tea? Because I'm not editing this out. Screw that. Okay. I've had my tea. I'm thinking, where does the V go? Did you get it? Have you got the anagram? Because the V must go probably, maybe even second. If something is the ultimate, it is the eventual. It's kind of like eventually, but that won't fit. So, but eventual would. Is that an anagram? Eventual. Let me just check. So net value, NETVALUE. Okay, yeah. All right. I guess it does. I guess that does work, right? If something is the ultimate, it is the eventual thing of it. Okay, great. Did you get eventual? Well done if you did. If you didn't, stop watching the video. Go and sit on the naughty step. Go on. Right. 13 down. What you might have at breakfast time in prison. What you might have. Oh, okay. This one I've got, but this one would be tricky, I think, for any non-British people. I think the answer for this is porridge. You may be wondering, why on earth is it porridge? I mean, there is a bit about breakfast time, what you might have at breakfast, but what is the in prison thing all about? There was a sitcom in the UK back in the 80s, maybe 70s actually, called Porridge, and it was set in the prison. And it had, who was it on there? One of the Ronnies, one of the two Ronnies was in it. Can't think of his name now. That's bad. But anyway, yeah, that was it. So that and I guess that's why it has a question mark as well, because it's sort of maybe a little bit more hidden than just using the actual words in the clue. You have to know that there was a TV show called Porridge in the UK. Okay, 16 across. No, 16 down even. Come on, Joe. Last of weather holding me up. Well, me, if me up is in the clue, I can see the M there. So does that mean the E goes there? And the last of weather, would that be... Or no, maybe it's maybe the clue means last of. And we need another word for weather. No, but if it's holding me up... Oh, yeah. If it's holding, it's inside it. So, rain? Yes, it is. It's not last of, it's last. If you last, you remain. And it's rain with me upwards inside it, holding me up, remain. Okay. Former Lothario. God, is that a Shakespeare thing? I think that might be a Shakespeare thing. Hoards red wine. I've got this one. Oh my God, I've got this one. I could have got this one even without knowing the clues, because immediately I'm thinking there's tons of different types of red wines. Shiraz, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir. But this is actually a hidden clue. These two words, former Lothario, however you say that, potato, is hoarding the answer. It's inside it. And the answer is right there, crossing the two words, Merlot. I mean, that was helped by the fact we had an R there as well. But even without that, I think I maybe could have got that. Nice. A Merlot is a type of red wine. I don't mind a Merlot, not my favourite, but it's okay. Okay. 20 down. Periodically protect man of letters. So periodically take the letters of some words periodically. Is it every other one? Is it every other one? Let's see what if it starts with P, it's going to be P O E T, poet. Yeah, okay, man of letters might be a poet. That makes sense to me. Oh my god, we're actually, look at this, look how much of the grid we've filled in. And we're only up to 28 minutes. Oh, okay, great. All right. This just goes to show, all right, this should give anyone faith that if you want to get good at cryptic crosswords, and I'm not saying this is still like, this isn't by any means the most difficult cryptic crossword there is. It's a quick cryptic. I'm not trying to toot my own horn too much. But what I'm saying is, if they just seem like complete nonsense to you at first, let it be known that if you just spend, what, a month, maybe 3 weeks, trying to do them and learning some of the rules, you can get there pretty quick. Ah, I'm such an old man. Look at me doing my cryptic crosswords. No, that's a bad stereotype. You don't have to be an old man to like cryptic crosswords, okay? Okay. 21 down. I'm wasting time. Outsiders expelled from Athens at that time. Outsiders expelled makes me think you take the outside letters from Athens, so that would leave then, which I guess does mean at that time. Okay. If something was at that time, it was then. And you've taken off the A and the S from Athens. Right, so we've reached back to the end of down. Let's go to the across again, see if we've got any more. Okay, so this wasn't bananas or banana. That's good because that seemed too easy, but also it nearly fits. It does nearly fit. Banani. Is monkey allowed to eat this? I still don't understand that one. What would that be? Ape? I mean, ape. I can see ape fitting there. Canapé? Oh my god, it is canapé. Oh, it's canapé, and it's because it's saying can ape. Is monkey allowed? Is monkey allowed to? Another way of saying is monkey allowed to? Can ape? That's so stupid. But I think that's right. I think that is right. And yeah, canapé is a type of food. So there you go. Right. This one we've got no letters for. Oh dear. This is the one where it was a vote initially on name for space program. Maybe I misread this completely. Because I was saying before how, oh, maybe it's A and then V for vote initially. But maybe the definition is a vote. Like a vote could be a ballot. And then the initially actually relates more to these words. Initially on. What, O? I still think it's NASA. I do think, because what other space programs would you think of? Unless it means, okay, I think I've just got it actually thinking about this. I was going to say, if it doesn't mean NASA, does it mean the actual space programs within NASA? And one of them I just thought of is Apollo. And if you, yeah, and if you have A, so the A was the A. Another word for a vote is a poll. And then the initial is for the on. The initial letter of on is O. So that goes at the end. And that is the name for a space program, Apollo. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, we're doing very well. We're doing very well. Oh dear. Hang on. We've got no letters for this either. Support nobleman when caught. I'm going to move on to ones I've got letters for. Oh, and this one was P. This was P for quietly. Okay. So we just need to think of another word for recommend. And it's going to mean expulsion. Think about this. How would you say I recommend it? You recommend. If you've got this and you're just face palming me right now, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just can't think of that. Right. Ignore the recommend. Can I think of another word for expulsion? No. I can't. I can't. Let's get 15 across because look, we've got nearly every letter of it. Almost losing head at dawn. Early, I'm thinking now. But why would that be? If it's dawn, it's early. Oh, nearly. Oh, it is nearly. I think I said that, didn't I? I said another word for almost is nearly. But I was saying that as in that would be the whole clue. But it is. It's the word nearly losing its head, losing the N. So you get early, which is dawn. Okay. 17 across. Careless about failure. Failure, I said, was F, but now I'm looking at the letters. I don't think that's right. Because there's not really a good place for F to go unless it was there. But that still doesn't look right. So let's think, is this going to be a word for failure? Or careless? If you're careless, you are... Remiss? Does that mean to be careless if you're remiss? Because the way I'm trying to think of that now is, or the way I'm trying to justify it anyway, is if it's a failure, it's a miss. And if something is about something, you might say it's regarding it. And a way to say regarding is RE. Like in a memo, you might be like RE something. And then careless for remiss. I think that works. I'm trying to think if that... I mean, if you would say to someone, oh, you've been remissive about that, I guess that would be careless in a way. Okay, well, I'm going to keep that in because I've got nothing better. So, and I can justify it as well. So, great. Oh, this one. The shopkeeper selling food, increasingly vulgar, I hear. Grocer. It's grocer, I see. So I was trying to think of words for ruder, cruder, gross. If something is grosser, it is more vulgar, as in GROSS. But then if you say that out loud, if something's grosser, it might be like a greengrocer with a CER instead. So that's that one. I definitely think the Monday... So as I say, I've been doing some of the later ones in the week. The Monday ones I do think are easier. I definitely have not done this well in one of the later days. So, right, that just leaves this corner now, really. Oh my God, we've got 25 minutes left. Can I do this? Can I do this? I think I can. Hang on. Didn't I say copper? Did I say copper earlier for another one? No, I said cop. But copper is a name for another word for a policeman. How did I get the P there? O for power. I don't know. Why am I... How is that going to add up, though? If that was copper... So you'd have... Copper without... I don't know. I don't know, but I do like it. I do like it, because I'm thinking... that now we've got the O in there from Apollo. I mean, it could mean power. I could still be getting this completely wrong and it actually means power. But what would that make this one for 10 across? Support nobleman when caught. A support, I'm thinking, could be a prop. Or to prop. If you prop someone up, you support them. But what's the wordplay here? Nobleman. When caught. I cannot make any sense of that. I'm now just sort of putting these words in, not even based on the cryptic stuff. Now I'm just thinking of words that could fit for what I think is a definition, which I don't like as much. I like to know that I've got the wordplay. So what would that be? If you're caught, you are... I mean, it's such a short word. It seems like there's not really enough there to even do things with. I mean, if that's right, quietly recommend expulsion. Actually, we haven't got any letters for that. Let's do 6 down. No crossword setter could be so ignorant. So I think it's going to mean ignorant. It ends in S. But that could be lots of things. It could be something-less. It could be something us, like I-O-U-S. Although O-I-O-U-S doesn't look right. But yeah, it could be a less. Oh, well, actually, if you haven't got something, so no crossword or no crossword setter, you might be something-less because you haven't got it. So actually, that could be right. So we just need another word for crossword setter. And I'm pretty sure Simon in his videos always says that whenever setter or, yeah, something to do with the crossword setter is mentioned, it's always, well, I'm sure it's like it could be me or I, because it's almost as if they're saying it to you. So they'd be referring to themselves. Crossword setter. Clue? What would you call someone who writes crossword setter? Who writes crosswords? A puzzler. Puzzlist? I think this is right. I do think the less is right. I just can't work out what could go in these letters here. I mean, remember that prop might be wrong. In fact, let's get rid of that for now because that might be throwing me off. Let's just think about this and ignorant. If you're ignorant, you are... clueless. You're clueless. Okay, right. So yeah, that prop was wrong. Put that back in there. No, spell it properly, Joe. Come on, there we are. You're clueless. If you haven't got a crossword setter, you won't have any clues to answer, so you'll be clueless, which can also be ignorant. I like that clue. That's a clever. That might be my favourite clue of the grid so far. Well, we're nearly at the end, so I think that might be my favourite one so far. No crossword setter could be so ignorant. You're clueless. Okay, so that wasn't prop. I'm kind of glad. I mean, this still might not even be starting with P, remember? I just put in this copper thing. Let's try and do this one. Contact attendant in court. Or I said before about court dating. Maybe it's just another word for someone who would be in a courtroom, but also is another word that can mean date. Sorry, not date. Contact. Getting all my words muddled up. If you contact someone... Or no, let's think about the other way around. Who's in a courtroom? Judge. Jury. Executioner. No. The defendant. Lawyer. There's probably a proper word though that means someone in court, isn't there? I would imagine. This is annoying. Usually with these videos so far, I've run out of time. This one, I actually have enough time to finish it, but I just don't know. So it's not even as if I'm not just going to sit here and kill time for 20 minutes or 18 minutes, but I'm so annoyingly close to getting this. It's just these last 3 clues. Quietly recommend expulsion. Again, I mean that R. Let's get. Do you know what? Let's get rid of this until we're certain. It's just confusing me more. Now we've got the E at the end of this one, so we've still got the recommend word to think about. If you expulsion in, see, I'm trying to work out whether it means expulsion in the sense of something that is shot out of something. Don't know. Trying to think of another way to say that. It doesn't sound as gross, but you know what I mean. Or expulsion in the sense of you might get there might be like a school expulsion or expelled. Wait, am I getting them mixed up? Does expelled mean the same thing as expulsion? I think so. In that sense, I think it does. But that might not be right. Well, the only word that keeps coming into my head is phase. I don't know why. I keep thinking of a PH word. Even though it could be lots of things. What other words, what other letters can go after P? Vowels, obviously. Any other consonants that could? R? Oh man, I really don't want to wait 15 minutes just to look at the answers. I might at some point just say I give up. Support nobleman when caught. It's the when caught for this one that's really throwing me off. I wonder if it means... Because I'm sure in some of the past ones we've had to sort of split words that could, like nobleman. Do we actually need to read that as support noble separately, man when caught? I don't think that's right though, because then the definition would be something like, well, it would either be support noble or man when caught. I mean, man when caught could be like a criminal, or if he was caught, he would be a prisoner. Obviously too long. We're just trying to think of every sort of possibility of reading this clue. Go back to the policeman one. Policeman. One managing to... I still think it's the P thing. I really do think it's the P. I mean, maybe one I should be reading just as one. Like the letter one. Or the word one. Sorry. Not trying to think of any sort of synonym for it. So if one, O-N-E, acquires P, but then... Maybe this is what I need to do. I just said about doing it with nobleman. Maybe policeman. Do we separate out police and man? And it means... I mean, we need another word for man? But in only 2 letters? I don't know. That doesn't seem right. And then the word means police? No. Don't like that either. Oh, I think I might leave it there. I really don't know if I'm going to get these ones now. My mind has gone blank. I mean, I should still be pleased. I've done 3/4 of it pretty much. It's just these last few. Quietly recommend expulsion. This one's really going to... I mean, they're all going to annoy me. They're all going to annoy me when I read them. But let's do it. I'm not going to wait around for 12 minutes just to do this. So let's check. Let's check the grid so far and see if we've been right. We have. Everything we put in has been correct. That's great. But let's find out the answers for these last few. Reveal the words. This one. Contact attendant at court. Page. So like if you page someone, that's like what doctors have, right? Like quite an old-fashioned thing, but they still use pages, don't they? But in terms of for a courtroom, what does that mean? Oh no! Oh wait! Oh, it doesn't mean like a criminal court. It means like look, historical. A boy attendant serving a knight and training for a knighthood. So maybe it means that sort of court, like a medieval court. And if you page someone, you contact them. Okay, that's good. Let's see if I was right with copper for this one. It was copper. I should have trusted my gut. Why is it copper though? 1. Managing to acquire power. I mean, the only thing I can see is 1 would be the remaining letters, which is C-O-P-E-R. What does that mean? Yeah, no. That's not right. I still can't work that one out. Maybe you guys can. I can't read that one properly. 10 across. Support nobleman when caught. Appear. What? What? How? How on earth are you meant to work that one out? I mean, I guess peer as support I can understand. Well, I think of more like the seaside sort of pier, but yeah. Nobleman when caught. Right, let's just search this. Hang on. We have to learn. Structure, blah, blah, blah. Structure used as a promenade of funfair-like sideshows. That's what I was saying. A pillar supporting a bridge or arch. Okay. So that's the meaning of support. Nobleman when caught. Is it an anagram? I don't know. I can't work that one out. And then 13 across. What is that word that means to recommend? That's wrong. I did not do it. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. Purge. Oh, you urge someone. And then you expulsion, you purge. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm not upset. So I didn't get 3. Well, 4, really. I mean, I did kind of get copper, but not really. But apart from that, I mean, the fact that I've got some of these other ones, it definitely was on the easier side. But hey, I liked it. I definitely felt like some of the anagrams I got quicker. I didn't have to try and cheat or anything. So that was good. Favourite clue, I think, was the clueless one. For no crossword setter could be so ignorant. I like that one. Well done, Pipsqueak, and well done me, and well done you maybe, if you did some quite well watching this back. So yeah, with that, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back with another cryptic crossword next week, most likely. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.